The year is 2024. Nobody's happy. Rent's high, inflation appears to be bad, an unhappy election season is coming up, Israel's doing Israel things, and the topic of general mental health in America is rather pertinent. So around late January, somebody, somewhere in either Queens, New York, or Crystal City, Virginia, decides today's the day. The day when beloved TV icon and inanimate puppet Elmo saves the planet by asking people if they are doing okay or not on Twitter. Tons of replies are either jokes or corporate accounts getting a slice of the relatable marketing pie, but some people genuinely do vent to the puppet. And you know what? Good for them. Maybe tweeting at an account that will not respond to you is the therapeutic action you need for your mental health. Even the dumb president replied to the little monster. And Jordan Peterson too. Regardless, Elmo is now on this big ol' mental health kick and was slated to appear on the Today Show with his weirdly absent father to talk more about mental health. Alongside him is Larry David. Larry David is known for his work on SNL, co-creating Seinfeld, and creating/starring in his own long-running TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm. On paper, this airing of the Today Show should be a walk in the park. Have the dumb puppets say their shit? Ask Larry about his shows last season? It works. The show is airing and all is going well. The host, Hoda, says to cut to the weather when it happens. Slam cut back to the couch of Larry, seeming to use his signature flash step technique. Holds Elmo's entire head in one powerful claw. Elmo's eyes are bulging out from the sheer pressure as the news hosts and his cuck dad stand there and do nothing, frozen in raw fear of Larry's absolute power. You can physically hear the skin and sinew tear off as Larry clenches and then releases to give the puppet one final slap before standing back, walking away in alpha triumph, victorious. Elmo gives Larry the usual beta insults, and the hosts do their best to play it off as like a joke or something. Elmo's dad, which is his name as far as I'm concerned, Elmo's dad goes for the tried and true American tactic of threatening a lawsuit. Larry, unperturbed, sits back and enjoys the moment as the cast does their best to keep the show rolling along. Larry goes on to apologize, forced and buck-broken by the powerful TV hosts. Elmo and Elmo's dad accept it and seem to have put the violent assault behind them, but somebody in the room was already regretting their statement. Later, on The Late Show with Seth Meyers, Larry is back and questioned about his attack. He at first tries to brush it off, but Seth, in a clear power position above Larry, presses him on it. Larry, understanding the existence of video evidence, admits to what he did. He goes on to explain that he could no longer take hearing the dumb little puppet discuss mental health and declares that if he could, he would attack Elmo once again. Now, any normal person would view all of this as a dumb, funny thing that a dumb, funny TV man did while on TV trying to be funny, and then move on with their lives. But some people are not normal. Wheaton, do you know who that is? Well, he's best known for his cameos on The Big Bang Theory as himself. But also, maybe sometimes known for playing the stupid dummy, Wesley Crusher, on Star Trek The Next Generation. He has spent his entire adult life doing various nerd and pop culture stuff, but is also a loud and annoying political advocate online. Basically, he is part B-list celebrity, part mega online poster. And here's what he had to say about this violent episode. Okay, on to why I made this video. February 3rd, Facebook, Wheaton, Wesley Crusher himself, and his take on the Larry David Elmo controversy. So I heard about Larry David assaulting Elmo on live television, but didn't watch it until now, because I knew it would upset me. Holy shit, it's even worse than I thought. What the fuck is wrong with that guy? Elmo is like the best friend to multiple generations of children. In the Sesame Street universe, Elmo is a child who is currently putting mental health and caring for others in the spotlight. And Larry fucking David did that? Think that was going to be funny? What? What an asshole. What a stupid, self-centered, tone-deaf asshole. Okay, so, again, I honestly, God, in terms of it being, like, a bad experience for a, like, dumb child to watch, if Larry did this on, like, the actual Sesame Street show, and they kept it, then, which would be weird in its own sense, then yeah, I'd agree that'd be the wrong thing to do. But he did it on a morning news talk show. I don't think a single person who isn't middle-aged or older even thinks about watching or looking into. So we'll just assume everyone who saw this clip is at least a teenager, so no one's actually being offended by this as a child would be. So the only people who would actually be really offended by this are people who really care about Elmo as an adult. Full disclosure, all the time when I was growing up, my dad would grab me by the shoulders and shake me while he screamed in my face. He choked me more than once. He was always out of control, always in a furious rage, and always terrifying. I'm a 51-year-old man, and my heart is pounding right now, recalling how I felt when I was a little boy who loved Grover, the way today's kids love Elmo. So this appalling, unforgivable, despicable act hits more than one raw nerve for me. And I'm going to say what I wish I'd been able to say when this sort of thing happened to me. Larry David, this is not okay, and your obviously insincere apology clearly communicates that you didn't get that. Okay, hottest take on the planet. Taking a man grabbing a dumb puppet's face for a second as a joke and comparing it in any way, shape, or form to like actual child abuse is fucking stupid and insane, right? Will, I'm sorry that you were abused as a child, but like, this ain't the thing right now. Obviously, if you're like 51 years old and you're actually still like upset over seeing an old man grab a puppet's head for like a second, maybe you need help. I don't think the right call is to go on Facebook and make a big old angry fuss about it, because this is a long post. First of all, you aren't even in the segment, but you just decided to barge in and draw focus because why? You couldn't stand that a puppet brought people together in a meaningful way that you can't. You couldn't stand that your appearance on national television to promote your wildly successful series was delayed for a few seconds while the adults talked about mental health. You wanted to manufacture a viral moment where everyone gets to see what an asshole you are, so they'll tune in and watch you portray an asshole in the last season of your show that celebrates how great it is to be an asshole without ever experiencing the consequences of being an asshole. Well, do you know a word besides asshole? Also, it was a fucking joke. They were already cutting to the weather. They actually weren't interrupted in a meaningful sense. If you watch the clip, that you care so much that you're writing a post like this about it, and it's very obvious that Will is upset that a much more successful writer got to do a funny thing on television when he's not known for shit, basically, besides being the kid from Star Trek. Assholes are funny. Asshole characters are so fucking funny. Curb Your Enthusiasm, Always Sunny. It's great to watch these shows, right? Because you're not an asshole. I hope you don't live around assholes, so when you see an asshole on television do asshole things, it's fucking funny. Whatever. I really want to know what raced through his tiny little mind and why there was no voice or person who spoke up to stop him from expressing violence towards a children's puppet who was there to talk about how his love and empathy for people having a tough time mattered and made a difference. Dude, do not all caps about fucking Elmo, please. Okay, I'm gonna get mean now. The fucking puppet isn't your therapist. This is not even Elmo or Sesame Street's fault, right? They can do a dumb post where they're like, how's everyone doing today? Mentally. right? That's fine. This is the problem with the people who responded to it like this. If you have this energy inside you, you need to do something about it besides talk to the fucking puppet on Twitter, okay? Jesus Christ, are you an adult? You're 51. You have kids, I presume? I don't know if he does or not. Elmo and his dad were there to talk about empathy, love, kindness, and caring for each other. Larry David was there to promote the final, thank God maybe he'll go away now, season of a television series. Dude, are you still? Oh my God, come on. Dude, Larry David, like, is there like a more well-liked comedian than Larry? Has Larry done anything like actually bad? On SNL when it was good, he was on he half-made Seinfeld, which is one of the most fucking famous sitcoms of all time, and then made his own extremely successful long-running comedy show, along with like a bunch of other things, right? Like, and you're talking about him like he's some sort of like scourge, some plague on society. Come on, man, really? Okay, like, read the room, dickhead. It isn't always about you being the center of attention. And understand what's happening in the moment. Oh. Fucko, really? Understand that there are larger things in the world than you and your garbage ego. You know who is watching the Today Show with their parents? Kids who also watch Sesame Street. Really? You sure? Like, no, Will, kids in 2024 aren't watching the Today Show. You know what they're watching? Coco Melon or those like nugget YouTube videos or TikToks with Subway Surfers or some other shit. Just some other horribly insane shit that you don't know about because you're a 51-year-old man. They're not watching the Today Show. Who the fuck watches the Today Show? Whatever. Elmo is an avatar for children all over the world. Children who are too small to understand Elmo as a puppet will know that a man attacked someone they love for no reason, and that will frighten and confuse them. Okay, honest to God, you ask any like random parent of a child who isn't like a Wil Wheaton type, like some well-off, super lib type with a kid, if they even knew about this event happening, let alone if they knew that Elmo was on the Today Show on one day, they wouldn't fucking know. And their kids sure as hell wouldn't know. Also, like, most kids are in school. Like, it was on Thursday. School, like, if they're old enough to, like, remember shit, they were at school. This hurt nobody except baby men like Will here. Elmo inspired a deeply meaningful and important moment of collective support among disparate people who've been struggling through the traumas of a pandemic, daily mass shootings, the rise of fascism, and everything associated with Trump's violence and cruelty. Holy shit, that's what you need? That's what's gonna help you and solve everything, motherfucker? That's what's gonna solve the issue of a giant pandemic, of mass shootings, of fascists, and Trump is the fucking puppet on the Today Show talking about mental health with his puppet dad. If that's the case, then we're all fucked. If that's the best thing we can do in response to all that for mental health, we're all fucked. Game over. And shitty, idiot Larry David couldn't leave it alone for some reason. He had to indirectly tell everyone who opened their hearts to a Muppet that they were stupid, and he thought it was a good joke to physically attack and choke this character who is beloved by children and adults alike. You know what that tells impressionable young people about sharing their feelings? No, because they don't watch the fucking Today Show. Also, okay, yeah, sure, for sure, yeah. Here we get to what his actual problem is. He's not really mad at Larry. He's more jealous of Larry than anything else. But he's mad that what Larry did represents what people do online when they make fun of dummies who got really emotionally vulnerable around the puppet posting on Twitter. When that happened, people made fun of them, right? And good, it's funny. It's good. Yeah, make fun of them. And you can tell he's so mad over that still. Larry David strikes me as a person who mocks and belittles people who are vulnerable and sensitive and enjoys being cruel because he feels untouchable. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's who I see whenever I can't find the remote and he's on my television. The fuck are you he's writing this like he's being victimized by the existence of old man Larry David. Really? Will, you are essentially at the same level as him, right? The celebrity man, okay? You also act untouchable. This post is something you could only post this screed if you think in your head that you're untouchable, alright? By contrast, Elmo and the Muppets teach and model children all over the world that kindness and empathy aren't weak or stupid, or any of the things people like Larry David and my dad think they are. Do not compare Larry David to your child-abusing deadbeat dad, okay? What the fuck? Elmo and the Muppets teach children to be gentle and kind, to celebrate our different cultures, and to embrace all of our complicated feelings. Elmo and the Muppets offer comfort and friendship and support to a world that is starving for it. Get different support. Sesame Street is designed for children who don't know what the fucking letters are yet. You're 51 years old. You have a therapist. Go talk to them about this. Don't post this on fucking Facebook. I hope that when the dust settles, Larry David's appalling behavior will be a footnote to a larger story about how, for just one day, a Muppet made a difference and helped millions of people who are struggling to feel a little less alone. With one question, Elmo got lots and lots of people speaking openly and honestly about their mental health. A non-trivial number of people who none of us will ever know were inspired by it. And that was the last little nudge they needed to make the call or send the email to begin healing. Elmo probably saved lives and relationships by opening that conversation. A man who would belittle and mock that isn't much of a man at all. Shame on you, Larry David. Holy shit, it's just a Twitter post. You are such a fucking liberal for saying this. Like capital L, liberal, for thinking that a fucking media character posting some shit on Twitter about, like, how are you feeling today meant any fucking difference on the goddamn planet. Jesus Christ. This is the same dipshit who probably doesn't give a fuck about the actual mental health resources available to people IRL, okay? So yeah, what was basically a joke improv bit by a beloved comedian led to a grown 51-year-old baby man to have a tantrum on Facebook.
Sounds like you like baby shit, pal. I don't know what to tell you. Sounds like you are into baby stuff.
Look, it's fine to seek comfort from characters like Elmo, but come on, let's not act like this over harmless TV antics, okay? Anyways, goodbye.